Persona. That's the name of the series that we're going to be talking about today. Specifically, there was a big info dump on upcoming Persona 3 Reload DLC, episode Aigis. Probably the biggest info dump we'll get for the game, and that's where we're covering that here today, covering everything that's been unveiled in the past about 24 hours. So yesterday, Atlus dropped a big comprehensive trailer for Persona 3 Reload's upcoming DLC, episode Aigis, which for anyone who doesn't know, is basically the answer from FES. Just like last year, when they dropped a big comprehensive trailer for Persona 3 Reload, there was a bunch of info that followed from interviews and demos and whatnot, and basically the same thing has happened here for episode Aigis, which makes sense because the DLC drops at this point in less than a month. I believe it's September 10th that the DLC releases. So there's a lot to talk about. Hopefully, this video won't be as long as my videos back when they were dropping those info dumps for the original base game Reload, because there isn't as much to talk about here, which is to be expected. It's just a smaller DLC. But there's still some stuff to talk about regardless, so here we go. So for starters, obviously they dropped the trailer. I'm not going to watch the whole thing here because it's already on Atlus's YouTube, and I'm sure if you're clued in, you've probably already seen it. I will go over the important things from it, of course, though. Let's start with possibly the one that I think people are going to talk about the most. Seems like this is what's been talked about the most, generally speaking. The UI, specifically the UI for the pause menu. In Persona 3 Reload, of course, it was hailed for having those very stylish menus, similar to how Persona 5 had those very stylish menus, though a very different style in Persona 3 Reload, those nice watery, kind of moody menus that were, of course, entirely in blue underwater. They edged us for quite a while, okay, because ever since that announcement, people have been fiending for it, but they haven't shown it, and we finally got to see the UI in this trailer. In the trailer specifically, they showed these two screens. The one of just a general pause menu. It has Aigis upside down, kind of almost curled into a ball, trying to fit into the menu. For comparison, this is what the original game, the base game's menu looks like. With Makoto is still upside down, but he's definitely not curled into a ball. He definitely fits a little bit more. Or Aigis also definitely has like darker tones to her here. She's just shaded a lot darker, I guess is how you'd say that. They also showed us the party menu, of course, with all our party members. This has Aigis holding the glass with both her hands, almost like she's about to eat the glass. Very different from how it looked in the original. I like how this is my tweet. Hold on. I just searched Persona 3 Reload party member. It's me! Here's a good screenshot. Very different from how it looked in, God, it's so low quality. Oh my god. Makoto, of course, held it with one hand in the base game, and also, they still kept the detail of whatever party member you're scrolled over is reflected in the glass. They, of course, kept this detail in the DLC. We now see how Metis looks when reflected in the glass. I'm curious if they're going to change Aigis's, reflection or whatnot. They definitely changed a lot of her party UI. I don't think we've seen all of it, but you can tell at least up here she has the new equipment on. So these are the two screens shown in the trailer, but then an article came out and gave us a look at a few more. This article showed us the skill menu here. For comparison, this is how it looked in the base game. It had Makoto almost pointing his evoker at the skill. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not. It also has the crosshair, I guess if you can call it that. I'm not sure what else you'd call this. Aimed at the evoker, almost at Makoto's finger. Here it has the crosshair aimed at, I guess, Aigis's heart, or where her heart would be. I guess she is a robot, but she's not cold and lifeless, despite what some journalists might have you think. The item menu has Aigis floating in it, almost, actually, probably the one that bears, I would say, probably the most resemblance to the original, though slightly different pose, but similar enough in the fact they're still both floating down. Had Makoto reaching out to the I guess where the screen is, right? And then the system menu, actually this one might bear the most resemblance to the original base game one, but has Aigis floating down, upside down, holding the 9, which of course represents it's the 9th menu in the pause menu. Similar to Makoto holding the 9, though at the opposite side there. Are they actually, hold on, now I think about it. Let me overanalyze this for a second. Now I think about it, in a lot of these menus, and I don't know if this is intentional, okay? But it's almost parallel, or would it be it almost reflects, I guess, the way Makoto was positioned, right? The skill menu has Aigis right side up here, Makoto is upside down in the skill menu, the item menu has her aimed to, her head aimed to the right, I guess, her legs aimed to the right more accurately. Makoto was aimed to the left. Of course, they were also flipping the system menu. Aigis upside down here. He was right side up here. Even on the pause menu, they're still looking the opposite direction, even if they are both kind of still upside down. And then I guess the party menu. I guess here they're kind of, I guess I can't really stretch it to this, can I? Besides the fact that they're using both hands. But I mean, he's kind of positioned, I don't know. Look, we haven't even seen every Aigis menu, so I can't even make this claim. But maybe there's a chance there's something there, but I don't know. I don't even know what the symbolism would be. I'd have to overthink it a little bit more before I can give you a good answer. See how we started with the UI? Okay, that's because other game communities, they talk about the mechanics and stuff. All right, we're Persona fans. We talk about the menus. We're Atlas fans. Hold on, that's every Atlas game. See, the metaphor menus are crazy. So allow me to do just a slight bit of backtracking here, if we're talking about UI and menus and whatnot. This was technically in a trailer from about 9 days ago, but we did get a look at the Metis all-out attack art as well. There's actually a video of her all-out attack, finally, because of the demo that released alongside the trailer that came out yesterday. We finally have a full video of how her all-out attack looks, so I'll show that now. So from RPG fans coverage, we have footage of the all-out attack in its entirety. There is talking over it, but it'll have to do. I'll take myself off screen for a second here and just show it.
Are the wild card and commands multiple personas, taking over the role MC used to fill in the main game. I noticed she had a new Theurgy attack that MC did not have, Justice. A medium pierce ability with a high chance to... So all in all, there aren't many big changes from the base game.
That's about the size of it there. It's a good all attack. The text at the in the ending portrait is anything for her. Speaking of attacks, we might as well go over the Theurgy skills that were shown here, because there were quite a few shown in the trailer from last week and the one from yesterday. So we have the Metis Theurgy attack here, or Gia mode. That's the same Theurgy that Aigis has in the original game too, or first Theurgy.
This is for you, sister. You better brace yourself. Charging complete. Maximum power. When I bust.
That's a look at that. I'm going to assume it functions similarly. I feel like I should know this. I feel like there's probably a screenshot that shows it, but whatever. It likely does. It also parallels the Aigis or Gia mode Theurgy, of course, in a lot of ways. I mean, I guess I could just show it. Screw it. I'm in 10 seconds. Yeah, as you can imagine, they're similar skills. They're literally named the same thing and likely operate the same way. A new Aigis Theurgy skill was also previewed. This one uses this Archangel, and hold on. This is Power, right? For some reason, I can never remember demon names. But I'm pretty sure that's right? Power, SMT? It is, right? Yeah, it totally is. Oh, I'm so knowledgeable.
Every single thing about my past is important. Because it all shaped who I am.
There's also a second Theurgy that Metis has. This was also shown. Charging Blitz.
I'll protect my sister, whatever it takes.
Aigis, what about you? You want to redo the past or move forward?
I stopped to think about everything.
Now that I think about it, that is actually pretty similar to Aigis' second Theurgy too, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, the kick. Look at that. That's like the same. Alright, hold on. I feel like there's probably more to it. They probably cut part of it out, maybe. But, like this kick right here. God, Twitter bitrate. But like this kick. That is the same exact thing here. See? Let them cook is all I'm saying, okay? One more Aigis Theurgy was shown. This one with, Ku. I hate pronouncing these. Kulane and Skathok, I think, is how you say those.
And I realized something. So please, I'd like you to listen.
My guess is there's probably more to most of these, but they're probably cut down for the trailer. So we got new renders of Aigis and Metis. Aigis, of course, in her new gear, and then Metis in, you know, just her C's uniform in general. Has the armband as well, the new armband specifically. One more UI thing. We also got to look at Metis party art. Oh, it's nice. I didn't think this was that big of a deal, but it got almost 1,000 likes on Twitter, so I might as well show it here. Aigis can destroy loot objects just by running through them, it seems, from the trailer. I don't actually mind that, just because, sprinting very quickly, especially after you upgrade it in P3R, and then breaking one of the loot objects would like totally kill your momentum. That was kind of annoying, so you know what? I actually do prefer it like this. And she's a robot, screw it. She can run through it and be unscathed. There was a screenshot from one of the Japanese articles showing Aigis looking at this room. This room is named the room that he used, or at least that's a rough translation of it. That hits you right in the gut, I think. Perhaps one of my favorite things that was shown was the new main menu. Of course, we need one, because we have a new protagonist, and hell, we're not even going to school in episode Aigis, so of course, the school setting that the original main menu was in won't work here. Video of that.
Everyone, it's Scott from RPG Fan, and it's been a bit since our last video preview. But the RPG scene is heating up once again in this crazy year of games.
I don't know, it's a little difficult to hear in that clip, so I'll show you a second one here. That makes it a little bit easier to hear, but listen to the music in the background there. Yeah, that's Brand New Days, the beginning. That was the main menu track, and not the vanilla Persona 3, actually, because that used the voice someone calls, but Persona 3 FES and Persona 3 Portable would use that as the main menu song. That was not in Reload. Despite after beating Reload, the fact that you'd get a, how do I put this? You would get a different song to play on the main menu after you beat Persona 3 Reload. I believe before you beat the game, it's just silence. The original main menu song, Brand New Days, the beginning, was entirely missing, and it's finally found a home. Now that I think about it, look at all these people who got demos. Why don't I get a demo, Atlas? Okay, where's my demo? Okay, just one more thing. I know, this was short because there isn't as much to talk about here as there was in the base game. New music was previewed in the trailer, specifically a new battle theme named Don't. Now, to be clear, it was revealed a while back what the track list would be. Episode Aigis soundtrack. There was Disconnected, which I believe a new song, right? I think so. Oh yeah, it has to be because it's a new opening, right? Yeah, of course. So there's a new opening, remasters of some of the older songs from it, and whatnot. Don't, which is a new ambush battle theme. The non-ambush battle theme is going to be a remastered version of the second version of Mass Destruction FES. That was in Persona 3 FES, is being remastered here. How do I put this for people who haven't played the original now? In Tartarus, you could ask Fuka to play music for you while browsing Tartarus. This was kind of brought back in Reload via the EX BGM DLC. In the original game, these were remastered songs from Persona 1 and 2. They've brought these back and remastered them, I guess, again. That being the Snow Queen Reload, Maya's Theme, Persona, and Time Castle. I don't think you'll have access to these if you don't buy the expansion pass with Episode Aigis, though. So, kind of sucks that these were free with FES and Portable, and now you have to pay for them, but... Then some bonus tracks, since the original game soundtrack also had some bonus tracks. Burn My Dread Reload, and then a remaster of the reincarnation version of Deep Breath, which I was happy to see. Here it's going to have a Memories of You Living with Determination arrangement, which I think is entirely new, right? I think it's gotta be new, because the original game had Living with Determination, well, the original game and Reload, of course, had Living with Determination, Iwato Daidorum arrangement. This is now the opposite, Memories of You Living with Determination arrangement. That, for anyone who doesn't know the names, this is the track I'm referring to here. Version of Living with Determination that plays in the dorm in the last month of the game. This one is... I have no idea what this is going to be honest with you. Memories of You is the ending song of the original game. I don't know what this is supposed to... Whatever, I guess we'll find out. And then P3 FES Reload is a remastered version of Persona 3 FES's opening. I hope that wasn't too complicated, what I just explained. I'm trying to make it clear, because I know there's a lot of people who only play Reload now, which is fine, but hopefully that all makes sense, okay? this is a new version, I guess, a new arrangement of the original game's ending, and then this is a remastered version of Persona 3 FES specifically's opening because the vanilla game had Burn My Dread. Portable had Soul Phrase, which is underrated, and unfortunately isn't being remastered. Anyways, with all that explained, here's the new battle theme for episode Aigis, the new ambush battle theme. Don't. Oh, it's got a lot of likes recently. What the heck? This was like 2 likes like an hour ago. Okay. Guess people, yeah. Good track. Let's listen to it. To be clear, I'm not going to play the full thing here, okay? Especially because Atlas has been copyright claiming recently, so I'm going to skip through it a little bit. So it's got the mass destruction motif there at the beginning. The chorus, I believe. So, yeah, that's about the size of it. It's a good track, from what I've heard. I don't know if I like it more than It's Going Down Now. I think I probably prefer that one. But it's definitely a nice track. By the way, It's Going Down Now has grown on me so hard. I know I said I liked it when we first went over it, when it was revealed in a similar fashion, when I was doing the base game versions of these videos. But it might be my favorite Persona battle theme. It's Going Down Now is it's like top 3 for sure. But the rest of the song, you can probably imagine something of how it goes. Of course, you can find it probably on YouTube and on my Twitter, if you want to hear the full one. But the big variation here, there's a bit of a variation at the end. There we go. Around here. Let them cook. I'll let her cook. Let them both cook.
Empty, gonna feel incomplete, feeling half awake and half asleep. I'd rather be asleep and dream the days of peace. I'm becoming everything that I wanted to be. Someone tell me, what should I do next? So don't make me lost my keys.
Yeah, there's a part where they slow it down near the end, which is pretty much the format for most modern Persona battle tracks at this point, so that's not much of a surprise. I want to point out, here Lotus Juice says at the beginning of his verse. Nice little callback to the Persona FES opening, which was his verse started with. I don't know, I caught it and I'm like, oh, that's cute. Another track revealed in its entirety was the remastered version of Heartful Cry. I'm not going to play too much of this one, because you can probably imagine something of how it sounds, because it's just a rearrangement. Just a new version of Heartful Cry from the original game. That's one of my favorite Persona songs, by the way, so of course I'm happy to hear it again. I'll get to the real banger part, okay? Hold on. Let them cook. I want to get copyright claims, so I'll skip around a little bit. There we go. I don't know if this will be a hot take. I like this version. I think it's fine, but I actually like the original far more. Of course, it's played, it's the same melody and whatnot, but I don't. Some of it just sounds a little too off to me. I feel like that about a lot of Reload tracks. Not that I think they're bad, but they're just. I think Reload really shines with its original tracks, songs like Color Your Night. I kind of feel the same way here with these two tracks. I like the battle theme quite a bit. Heartful Cry, it's a fine version of the song. Not better than the original, though. And one more thing that was revealed on an Atlas livestream recently was the remastered version of Mass Destruction P3 FES.
to the J, now follow me. Nobody's dropping me. I'm ready whenever you are, but stop me, cause I tend to go too far. Watch me, nobody's dropping.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play the song in its entirety. The interesting thing there, though, is that the original Mass Destruction FES, just like the original Mass Destruction in the original versions of Persona 3, only had one verse, just like they did with Mass Destruction and Reload, and they added multiple verses to it. They've done the same thing with this version of the song. But that's about the size of that. Look, let me just address the elephant in the room, because the expansion pass that includes Episode Aigis is mostly negatively reviewed on Steam, and people are pretty upset about the pricing, the fact it didn't come with the ultimate version of the game. I do think that's cringe. Ignore the fact that I bought it. But I do think that is cringe. I do think that releasing 3 versions of the game on launch and releasing more DLC right after is a pretty shitty business model. I don't mind Episode Aigis being DLC. Well, a lot of people think it should have been included in the game. I kind of got why it wasn't. I think it was revealed that the reason it didn't drop on launch, and it probably still would have been in DLC if it did, but it was because the localization was holding it back, which does make sense because the original trailer for Episode Aigis, if anyone remembers, was only in Japanese. They didn't even have English voice acting to show when they revealed the first trailer, so I'm not surprised. And Atlus is very keen now on Sega in general, I think, on having Japanese and national release dates on the same day. I still think, look, pricing it this high, $47, and then also not even having it so you can buy it on its own. I don't even know how much this DLC, the Velvet Room DLC, and then the other one, the EX BGM, is hacking up the price. But it is really weird that they released an Ultimate Edition. It was, I guess these are Canadian prices, so I don't know what the US prices are, but you can imagine you can imagine the difference, I'm sure. Having the 3 different versions of the game comes with all of this DLC, which, to be fair, at least the DLC in this game was not you can skip out on it and you're not missing out on much. But still, yeah, it's just not a good look for Atlus. I don't like the DLC policy. While I think Atlus has been getting better with it, for example, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, I think, had an okay DLC policy. It brought all the DLC back from the vanilla version of the game, but it's free now, and then they just added 2 new subquest DLC. I think they're getting better, especially in Metaphor's sense, because I don't think Metaphor has really any. What DLC does Metaphor even have? Okay, so it has costume and battle BGM set DLC, I think, but this is still pretty whatever, fine. You can have it, I guess. It's definitely much better than I think what Soul Hackers 2 and even Persona 5 Royals DLC was a little whatever, but the prices were insane for those ones. I think they've at least dropped those as well. The point is, I think they were getting better with the way they priced DLC. I think I might have even said that I didn't mind the way the DLC was priced and done in base game Reload, because I don't think I had much of an issue with stuff for the most part. Oh, yeah, I remember, because I didn't really have an issue with it, except the Persona 4 Golden BGM set being pre-order exclusive. That was dumb. I don't like pre-order exclusives. But I thought, generally, it's oh, they're getting better or whatever. And then they dropped the expansion pass, and I look like an idiot now. It's unfortunate. I'm not huge on it, but I still think the content itself will be good. I still think Episode Aigis will be good. I think it's totally fair, though, that people are saying that they're not going to buy it until it goes on sale or something, or they'd rather just not play it at all. That's probably fair, considering they kind of blindsided us with this DLC. Even if it wasn't finished on launch, or at least ready to launch, they could have at least said something about it in prior interviews or whatnot. Maybe they wanted it to be a surprise reveal, but at what cost? Apparently like 47 Canadian dollars, but I don't know. It just, I think it rubs people the wrong way. I think it's rubbed me the wrong way. I'm still going to play Episode Aigis. I'm still excited for it, and I hope it's good, but definitely leaves a sour taste in my mouth the way they introduced all this DLC and the way they've done it up until now. That being said, Persona 3 Reload I still think is a great game. The entire Persona franchise is on sale right now, so if you're only now getting into the series and you want to try out the other games, they are on sale on Steam. I think on other platforms too. I know they're on sale on Xbox too, I think. Yeah. I'd say give them a try if you haven't played them. They're a good game. That, I think I'm done. And hey, regardless of its faults, discourse, fanbase, DLC prices, and controversies, I love Persona. But if you want to see me be more negative about Persona, on my second channel, Second Screen, I'm going to upload a debate between me and Incompetency about the new version of Heartful Cry, the Reload version that we talked about earlier in this video. He believes that version of the song is better than the original. I definitely don't. So we get into a bit of a fight, bit of an argument over that. That'll be on my second channel if you want to view it. That'll be linked in the description. And yeah. And not only Persona, but Fortnite too. There's a new Fortnite season out. Use code SCREEN on the Epic Game Store and in the Fortnite shop, okay? Do it, please. Do it! Do it! Okay, and with that, like the video, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my Patreon if you'd like, and have a good rest of your day.